looks like we're starting. Oh, good. All right, everybody. So I figured out how to get a split screen view where I can use my webcam as well as have you guys see the screen of my computer. So I figured I would go through the taxonomic key stuff again while eating pudding out of a comically large bowl with a comically small spoon, because it's the only way you can actually key things out correctly. You have to be in front of a computer for the dichotomous key. You have to have pudding. You have to be eating the pudding. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway. So today I'm going to be using the dichotomous key on GoBotany. A dichotomous key is a useful resource for trying to determine what you are looking at taxonomically. Here we're going to be trying to get down to the species level, but there are dichotomous keys that go to order level or family level, things like that. When it's called a dichotomous key, the prefix di means two. Throughout the dichotomous key, there are pairs. So you have one option or the other option for each characteristic that you're looking through, and so you can narrow down what you're looking at through these keys. So it would be like your first two options, like, well, why don't we just run through this? So this is a carpellet flower. So if we scroll down on our salix key, we have a key for mature vegetative material, which this is not. We have a key for staminate reproductive material. So by staminate, it means male. So willow is dioecious, prefix di again. You have male and female plants being separated, or more specifically, the male and female flowers and gametes are on separate plants. So you either have a male or a female willow in almost all cases, not always, but almost all. And so there's a separate key for the males, and there's a separate key for the females. Now this is a female, and you can tell that it's a female because rather than producing pollen, the catkins have these nice, carpels, which would receive the pollen. So we know this is a female plant. There's no pollen being produced by her. So we're going to visit the key. All right, once it loads. Okay, so like I said, you have two options that are going to help you narrow it down. Our first option is that the ovaries and the capsules, which we're going to get into in a sec, are pubescent, or they're not pubescent. For people who aren't entirely sure what these terms mean, one, you should familiarize yourself, but also GoBotany has the ability to scroll over some of these words just so you kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So either your carpels and your flowers on this female catkin are hairy or not hairy. And so the best way to do this is to take a magnifying lens. And the way you use one of these is you put the magnifying lens to your eye. The closer you have it to your eye, the more you want to zoom in, and then you bring the object into focus. It's not like you're holding it in a funny way. You hold it in a specific way. And so I am seeing hairs on these capsules. What I will do as well is kind of just pick a few of these away from the catkin, so they're kind of now just a tad bit more separate, so it's easier to see the individual flowers. That's going to be important later. Yep, those are definitely pubescent. So we're going to choose this. So next, the aments are either opposite or alternate. So these are very clearly alternates. They're not across from each other, they're kind of like a staircase. So we're going to select this lead. So we've ruled out Salix purpurea as well as the 14 of the other willow species in our area. Okay. So now we're going to want to look at the bracts. The bracts of the aments. So ament is kind of another word for catkin. So this is your ament, and the bracts that they want you to look at are these. They're either pale yellow-brown or pale green-yellow, or they are brown or black. So these are not brown or black. So we're going to choose that lead. Okay. Alright, so ovaries are either densely white tomentose, which these are not, or they are, you can see, yeah, we can see the background color of the ovary through these hairs. Okay, so we have the option of either they are precocious or they are cotinous. These are clearly precocious, so our only option here is S. aurita. So it says it's absent from Rhode Island, but this is the one that may actually be Cinnaria. It says the records from New England are questionable and appear to be Salix canaria. So more than likely this is just a female Cinnaria. It's a little bit unusual of a Cinnaria. So Cinnaria is a very variable species, as I found, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of fuzz or hair on the flowering stalk like you normally see with Cinnaria, and the bark isn't as fluted. There's also a possibility it's a hybrid. So the closest I've gotten with this is that it's this aurita, although it's possible that we could be dealing with Cinnaria or something of that sort. So let's just take a look here at what eared willow. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Here's a picture of a more mature female catkin. Yeah, that's a little dubious if you ask me because of the length of this, but they're variable.